arguments come up, and then Ghanaians will be like, "Oh, Nigerians do not have electricity," and then okay, and that's it.
Yeah.
Where does it go? Why can't you say? Why can't you flaunt it that we're the first African nation to gain
We
independence?
just wanted to leave you guys to say it first. The people of the internet, I'm here with Taofeek. Now, Taofeek was here 2 years ago. And I think today I'm shooting all the videos with people who have been here before. And then, I can see some changes though. Forgetting the fact that Taofeek was in my home country recently. And he have been wanting to tell me a lot about it. I feel like the last videos we did, we spoke about Ghana, Jollof and stuff like that. Even if we didn't speak in front of camera, we did have some kind of, on and off on Instagram, we had some kind of conversation about Ghana Jollof. So, and this beef between Nigeria and Ghana have been there for a very long time. I haven't been to Nigeria before, but I happen to have you as a friend. So I know a little bit of Nigeria and then a little bit about Nigeria for that matter. So now that I believe that you've already taken the bold step to visit my country, there are certain things eventually you saw that were surprising. There were things that you had a perception about that you saw that confirmed that perception you had before you went. So we are going to have a conversation about you going to Ghana. And before we even start, I went to Ghana after 8 years when I was in Morocco. And I myself, I must say, a lot have changed. All right. Now you have never been to Ghana before. This is your first time going, but we are going to work with your perception. Yeah. All right. Mine was reality. That's fair. So Taofeek, you kindly introduce yourself to my people before we start the conversation.
My name is Taofeek. A published author of Onion Butterflies and Everything We Love Goes Away. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy writing. I enjoy listening to poetry. I enjoy playing football,
doing podcasts.
Basically impacting people, impacting life. I believe that the essence of life is to live on after your death. And the way to doing that is to impact people, is to travel the world and to reach people with your words, reach people with your generosity, your kindness. So that's basically it to me.
All right, guys, do it to subscribe to the channel. Despite the fact that he has said everything that you need to know about him, you have to do it to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video. Well, before we dive in very well, did you have any idea what you were getting yourself into? Despite the fact that you love to travel, you chose one place that you had to travel to, and that was Ghana.
Yeah, there's always a lot of fuss about anytime Nigeria comes up in comparison to a country, it's definitely gonna be Ghana. And it's funny, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and it was like, if Nigeria and Ghana is not in the World Cup, the World Cup is going to be boring.
Of course.
If Nigeria makes the World Cup without Ghana, it's going to be boring. If Ghana makes the World Cup without Nigeria, it's going to be boring. So, it's always beautiful to see these two nations in conversation. So I wanted to see how much we had in similarity.
And how much you had when it comes to differences, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So first thing first, when you first landed in Ghana, was it love at first sight?
I must say, yeah, to a degree. Ghana is welcoming. Ghana is warm. So yeah, definitely.
Okay, so you came with a bus or a train, because we had a little conversation behind camera, and I overheard you saying that you used the bus. That was the situation, or you used the plane.
I traveled via the air. Yeah, I traversed between Togo to Ghana.
To Ghana. So you passed through Benin, Togo.
Yeah, it was a road trip. From
you have to say this aloud, because people don't even know between Ghana and Nigeria there are some countries.
Like if you want to have a long road trip, you can traverse from Ghana, Benin, and then Togo, then Ghana. And you can move on to Cote d'Ivoire, and I think like
so
that.
So if you mean to say you can move from Nigeria, go through Benin, Togo, and then finally get to Ghana. Because people don't know. People think the beef had made it so that between us there are no countries. No. I just have to make them understand. Now, when you finally got out of the bus, was it funny? that, look, this is Ghana. This is what I've been hearing about Ghana. And finally, I'm here. Was it that funny?
Actually, the first day I would not want to pass a judgment on Ghana on that first day.
You should be sincere. Come on.
Yeah, I am, because I got to Ghana late, and we had issues locating the resorts that we had booked to stay for accommodation. So we had issues locating the place because there was a construction on the road at the time. So I couldn't say anything on the first day. All I knew was that we had to like ask different people that how can we navigate, how can we get to this place, and then people were telling us.
It's a situation you all face from time to time in getting to a country for the first time.
Yeah, so.
But then was there a feel? Let's say you guys booked an appointment a place online. Let's say Airbnb.
Yeah.
Did it happen to be a feel? Like, let's say you appointed for this building, but then you got something like this. Was this a situation like that?
It was exactly what
you asked for, and that's what you got.
Yeah.
You got. All right. Was it something affordable or expensive?
It was affordable compared to Lagos, compared to Nigeria. I mean, it was quite affordable.
It was quite affordable. Yeah. Okay, so you went to Accra, or you went to?
I was in Accra. I spent most of my time in Accra.
In Accra. Yeah. So you went a little bit around in Accra, or how was it?
I wanted to visit the Volta region. I'd seen the video of the lakes and the bridge. Yeah, like it's something I wanted to see.
Yeah.
But because of like the traffic and the person that was driving me around told me that I was gonna spend more time getting there, so I'll probably save it for later. I hope to visit Ghana again.
All right. I would definitely ask if you want to visit Ghana again, and you just said it already. But then, do you know why I was saying? Because I'm actually from the Volta region, and
really?
I'll be glad if you could have.
Like, I love the view. I saw videos of the Volta region, the waterfall, and everything. Exactly. Like, it was a very, very beautiful scene.
Yeah, exactly. Because and just so you know, Togo is actually closer to the Volta region, so you might have passed through Volta region without even knowing. Yeah. So that have been the case. Now let's talk about food. This is a conversation you've been wanting to have, right? Let's dive in, because we just have to, you might as well break it. What was the first food you had when you got to Ghana?
The first food I had, local food.
Don't tell me it was jollof, because you wanted to just eagerly taste.
But
jollof.
I was eager to taste jollof. Of
course, you will talk about.
I was eager to taste jollof, but the first food I had was waakye.
Waakye.
Yeah.
And how did you like it? Because waakye happened to be popular food. Well, so waakye is something most people prefer to eat as lunch. Okay. But we eat it as breakfast. So which time of the day did you have it?
I ate it as brunch.
Well, yeah, if you say so. But when we consider that as breakfast, because in Ghana,
when I left the apartment that I stayed, I wanted to explore independently without a tour guide. I just wanted to be on my own. So I booked a hotel. And staying there, it was a bit of a hassle getting waakye. So I couldn't have it as breakfast. I waited until I had to call the reception. So it was a hassle a bit. Okay. So that was why I couldn't have it as breakfast, and I had it like towards the afternoon.
Yeah. All right. But then, just so you know, like I was saying, waakye is actually breakfast for most Ghanaians, Speaking as brunch, most Ghanaians don't even know what brunch is, right? Because they only consider that, okay, if you eat your first food in the morning, that's breakfast. Yeah. That's why you see some Ghanaians eating food at 11 o'clock and still eating at 12 o'clock, because they presume that 11 o'clock food is breakfast regardless. So you ate waakye. Yeah. And I believe you bought the waakye from a Hausa seller. Because if you don't buy from Hausa seller, I believe you not like it.
I don't know, but what I add is just that I felt that I enjoy more the Nigerian version of waakye more. I enjoyed waakye. I ate waakye growing up in Nigeria, and I used to love it. Yeah. And in fact, it used to be made by my sister in my household, and they made it in a very beautiful way. They might not be able to make the black pepper. There is a black pepper. I don't know what the name is.
But did you like it?
Like they could not make it. But I like it because of the spice in it. Yeah. So, but the one I had in Ghana, nah.
You never liked it.
Nah.
Yeah, probably it was so spicy, because shito is just something that's very spicy and very hot.
No, not the shito itself, like the waakye.
Okay. Yeah. Probably it wasn't prepared by Hausa person.
I don't know what the person is.
Because this kind of waakye is best eaten when it's on leaf. It was given to you in rubber or a bowl.
Yeah, not in leaf.
Yeah, so normally the one that are on leaves tastes very, very well. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what kind of magic it does to the leaf. Okay. But let's leave waakye alone. So what was the day that you had the jollof finally?
The jollof was like, I think it was like the fifth day. I had to like go to this fine dining because I don't want to compromise on the quality of the jollof rice I'm gonna have.
So that you can judge very well.
Yeah, so that I won't be biased in my judgment. So
Mm-hmm.
so
you chose a very good place for that matter.
Yes.
Very expensive for that matter.
Very expensive, yeah.
And then you're expecting something very good.
Very classy.
Well, you will tell me at the end of the day. But then how was the feeling like when you were about to, go through the process of, looking for a jollof spot, finding a job? Did you search it online or what was
I searched for like
the best jollof sites or what?
Top restaurants in Accra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I chose the one with the best aesthetics.
Okay.
Because I love like aesthetics,
pictures,
I love views,
stuff,
and I love
of course,
that. So I chose the one with the best aesthetics, and I had my first Ghana jollof.
And okay, now let's go straight to the verdict. Did you like it as compared to what you've been having in Nigeria?
I think really, I think everyone would say their mom's food is the best, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I I think
that is when your mom is in competition with a Michelin star. You don't have any option than to say the Michelin star's food is the best. Or regardless.
In whatever condition, my mom's food is the best. And I believe everyone would say that about their mom's food. So the same thing about Ghana. I've never heard any Ghanaian say Nigerian jollof is better than Ghanaian jollof. So it's more of I don't think this is an endless war. It's unending.
Of course.
So
it's quite unfortunate that I'm going against a Nigerian as a Ghanaian. So there's no one to make it known to the world that one of us have the best jollof. But then
because I think really it is because we have different taste buds. We are our preferences in food is different.
Okay.
Like we have different preference. Like and also it differs in terms of tribes. In Nigeria, for instance, the Yorubas love spice more than any other tribe, right? Yeah. So when you eat a jollof made by a Yoruba person, you most likely would find it more spicy than another tribe. So if you judge by just eating a jollof made by a Yoruba person,
what should we judge it with?
I think we should stop arguing about.
We should just stop
jollof is best.
Eat.
Ghanaian jollof is the best when it's eaten by a Ghanaian. And Nigerian jollof is absolutely the best.
No, what should you add absolutely?
It's definitely the best when it's eaten by a Nigerian. Yeah. But Nigerian being the giants of Africa, I mean, Nigerians, Nigeria is big, so.
All right. So was there any culture shock? Culture shock that you saw something happening, you'd be like, seriously, this is happening. Did you experience anything of that sort? Probably a driver misbehaving on the street.
No, on the contrary, the driver that took me, I had to collect his number, and he took me on different trips. Because he told me that he stayed a long time in Nigeria, and he has like a friend in Nigeria that is more like a brother to him now. So like there is a lot happening between those two nations than what we see on the internet. Like he basically told me, and he can speak the language, like some local dialects in Nigeria. I'm like, oh really? And you're a Ghanaian? He's a Ghanaian. So like I'm wowed by that. I don't think I have like any cultural shock
or something.
Or I can't even recollect at the moment.
All right, fine. Probably at the end of the video you can recollect, and then you tell us about it. Tell me, were you having any perspective about Ghana before you went to Ghana?
Yeah, I was looking forward to see this country that you want to pair with Nigeria, that you want to put side by side with Nigeria, and I want to see. I'm like, okay, really, what do they have for you to bring them in comparison to Nigeria? Yeah. So
when you finally touched down in Ghana, did you see that? Did you see what you were expecting? Because I had a friend who went to Ghana, right? He's from Nigeria. So he went to Ghana and he spent, instead of him spending more than 3 days, he ended up spending 2 days because he never loved where he was placed. He said a lot of stuff online. I saw it, but luckily it didn't go far. And I'm happy he tried his best to contain it in the same way advising us, which I really loved about. But then at the end of the day, was it what you were expecting that you had when you went to Ghana?
I think speaking to him, I could have had the same thing if I had stick to the tour guide that I came with. But I wanted to have an exceptional experience, and I just drew away from them, and I stayed on my own. I booked my own thing. I want to have a real-time experience with the locals, with the way they relate with people they do not know.
Okay.
And without having like a tour guide that is
that's
a native,
sending the same place all over and over again. And you don't really see what's really happening among the locals and stuff. Yeah, exactly. I think it was the best thing that you did at the end of the day. Yeah. So, well, how about the language? Did you learn some few words when you went back?
Speaking of that, I actually had some challenges with like the communication. It wasn't deep, as the case would be in Francophone speaking countries. But like maybe that could count as a cultural shock. I mean, being in Ghana and communicating and having a communication barrier, having a communication gap, right? Some people do not really understand English, and sometimes those who understand the accents you have to be patient with the accent for you to understand. And definitely I learned I think Iowa or something. There's I learned Akwaba. Akwaba is welcome.
Akwaba, welcome.
And there's good morning. How do they say good?
Good morning. Well, you find a typical Ghanaian saying good morning as good morning.
No, like there's
probably is it a Ga language or
I think it's
Akan.
Was it? No, it's not. Twi. It was Twi.
Okay, good morning will be said in Twi as Mache or something like that.
Not Mache. Maybe there's another word.
It's the same.
No, there's another word. I can't remember. Anyways, if I do.
Because I believe most Ghanaians will tell you good morning as good
something.
morning.
I can't remember exactly.
Ten.
No.
Ten is most likely a Ghana language. But like Ghana is treated as widely spoken. So I believe whosoever taught you the language would definitely teach you a Twi language and not a ten.
No, it wasn't like I was willing to learn the language. It was just like
just
a friendly talk.
A friendly talk and stuff. All right, because you find a Ghanaian saying good morning as good morning. Yeah. Instead of just like typical Twi or whatever. Okay. So were there any surprises?
None I can recall. I was just like, because like it's not my first time traveling to a different country, so I do not hold anything back. I just I know that this is gonna be like different people with their own unique way of life. So I was just, for me, there's no surprise. Really. There is nothing like the way they portray Africa to be in UNICEF and the like. No, there's nothing like that. Yeah, it's just like a normal livelihood.
Livelihood that you actually ended up. So did you love it?
Yeah, Ghana is cool.
What did you like about it?
I like the serene culture of Ghana. The fact that it's not as chaotic, as noisy as Lagos would be, at least. Like there are other serene states in Nigeria, but like I spend most of my life in Lagos, so I'll speak from that point. So I would say the serene nature of Ghana is something that I'm in love with.
All right. Yeah. So tell me, if Ghana was supposed to be a person, how would you describe it? Loud, unpredictable, what?
Warm and calm at the same time.
Warm and calm at the same time. All right. So how about the nightlife?
And it's interesting. It's interesting because like the accent entertains me. I don't know, for some reasons I find it.
So what are some of the accent that you found? So hilarious as compared to hey. So I was watching something online on social media where people were saying we Ghanaians actually have what we call sound effect. Right, it's the hair, the church. You've heard of Chale before.
Chale, yeah. Chale was one of the things I learned. Yeah. Chale.
Yeah. So these are things that we normally say, but they mean a lot. Like
I enjoy the Chale actually.
You enjoy the Chale.
I use it to like to speak to some of my friends. When I go back from Ghana, I'll just randomly message anyone and say, Charlie.
Charlie means like, yo, those kind of things. But I don't even know the origin of the Charlie, honestly. And then, the hair, the A, the ow, the O. Yeah, those are some of the things that we put in our conversation day in, day out. And they mean a lot. And based on how it's said, it also means a lot. Because when you say O, it's different from O. You get it. So that's some kind of things probably you might have seen in Ghana, which, might be of a barrier as well, because if you don't know what those things mean, and I don't know if you've realized that most of the time they say please. Everything they say please.
Yes.
The please too can mean a lot of things, because not every please means the same. Like it depends on the context. Like you can say please, you see, when you say please, probably you are trying to warn somebody. All right. And you can also say please to, just to show respect. So it comes with like, its own meaning. All right.
For me, the accent is just entertaining all in all. Like
it's entertaining.
Like, oh, really?
All right. Okay. Because it doesn't match like, but well, it's fine. So tell me, if I wanted to go on vacation ASAP as a traveler, where would you advise me to go?
In Africa?
Yeah, in Africa.
In Africa, I would say I'll pick a number of countries. I can't just stick to one country. But depending on your goal, really, on what you set out to achieve, because there are different type of tourism. The tourism for relaxation, there's tourism for adventure. So it depends on the goal, really, and what you're looking to achieve. So tourism it could be for discovery, to learn more about the history and all of that. So I don't know how to give you if you're going on tourism for honeymoon, you might be looking at Seychelles or Maldives and all of those places. If you're looking for tourism for adventure, you might be looking at Senegal. You might be looking at Morocco.
Yeah.
If you're looking for tourism, but like this is also all of this based in Africa, right?
I see.
Yeah.
So one advice to anybody who is willing to go to Ghana, right? What is one thing you tell them to never miss when they go?
To never miss. One of the places I visited that I enjoyed is Kwame Nkrumah Park. Yeah, it's full of history.
Yeah,
like you get to learn a lot about Ghana.
Did you know of Kwame Nkrumah before you went to Ghana?
No, no. And that's sad.
Yeah, that's sad because he was a Pan-Africanist.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people know.
And beyond you comparing Ghana to Nigeria, I mean, Ghana is the first African country to gain independence. Where is that going? Why are you guys saying Ghana Jollof, Nigerian Jollof, Nigeria? I feel like when arguments come up and then Ghanaians will be like, oh, Nigerians do not have electricity. And then, okay, and that's it.
Yeah.
Where does it go? Why can't you flaunt it that, oh, we're the first African nation to gain independence?
We just wanted to leave you guys to say it for us.
Oh my God, speak for yourself on the mic.
All right. That was good. That was a good one. All right. Thank you very much for coming on. All right. Thank you very much. So what's one advice you can tell somebody, you can give someone willing to travel to Ghana?
Willing to travel to Ghana. Ghana is welcoming. Ghana is a cool place. Ghana is not what it's been portrayed to be. I mean, there's nothing to be. Ghana is a tourist destination for me, and I feel like it's been underrepresented. I feel the government should do more in terms of marketing Ghana tourism. They can gain more revenue with tourism than any other thing, because like the place is calm, is serene, and it's some of the areas are built for tourists. So yeah, you should feel safe going there and be ready to learn. Visit places where you'd not just take pictures, but learn, like Kwame Nkrumah Park, like Osukasu. Like there is a great deal of history about independence, about slavery, about
you could have probably
the military government
and Mina Castle too.
I really want to make like lots of videos.
Probably you should
explaining about the history and all of the things I learned. I learned a lot in Ghana compared to the countries like Togo, like Benin that I went to. Like I learned more in terms of history in Ghana compared to these other countries. So yeah, there's a lot to learn.
There's a lot. Then we are hoping to host you once again. Yeah. We are hoping that you come back and you visit my place you wanted to visit, the Volta region.
Yeah, I would. I should. Honestly, I want to go to Ghana again, and then that's one of the places that I definitely will not miss out.
We hope to see you. We hope to see you there. Yeah. And thank you very much for visiting.
On a final note, I think that it's unfair, and I think that's my takeaway from Ghana. You know, I set out to visit Ghana to see the comparison really. And what I was able to come out with, my conclusion is that people should not compare Ghana to Nigeria.
Why? For
so many reasons. One is the fact that Nigeria is a very big country. Yeah. And firstly, in terms of population, Ghana is only 33 million people. Nigeria is 228 million.
A lot.
That's like maybe barely 14% of Nigeria. I mean, so like, you shouldn't compare. Ghana is a beautiful country. It's a unique country with unique people, with unique culture, unique style of music, unique way of life. And one of the things I love about Ghanaians is they are truthful to their culture.
Yeah.
The value of their culture. They stay true to it and they maintain their culture.
Yeah.
And this is something that most Africans should learn from. They should emulate, because one way or the other, we are trying to inculcate the practices of the Westerners, and then we are letting go of our own culture and habits and heritage, which is very wrong. So my conclusion is Ghana is a very beautiful country. Ghana is a very beautiful nation. Don't compare it to Nigeria.
All right, one fun fact before you go, finally make way. You know that they do say that actually Ghana helped in, making the British colonize you. Have you heard of that before?
No.
So it's a fun fact. You should check about it and see how true that is.
They helped the British colonize Nigeria.
So the British wanted to colonize you guys. They had to come to Ghana, look for people, the military guys, to come help colonize you. That's what they say. And then I believe I read a letter about it, but I don't know how true it is. But I've read about it, and all of them led to the same point where Ghana was, was used to colonize you guys. So probably that's where the whole thing started from.
For me, the talks of colonization is really sad for me. It's a very bitter story that I hate. Every time I hear the stories, it breaks my heart. Talks of colonialism and slavery, it breaks my heart every damn time.
All right. And probably
anyway, I'll look into that and learn.
Yeah.
No, it's not at all. We don't shy away from that kind of topic. We learn more from it, and we actively want to seek knowledge about it in order to see clearly a way forward. Because if you don't know where you're coming from, it might be hard for you to know where you're going. So yeah, we should learn it.
All right, thank you very much for coming on, Taofeek. I really appreciate this conversation. And at the end of the day, people will no longer compare Ghana to Nigeria, like you said. They are all unique countries which have to focus on whatever they have in their country.
I love my Ghanaian friend. And like I said, it's on the contrary of what we're seeing on the internet. Like when people go outside, they connect more with the Ghanaian. When Nigerians go outside, they connect more with their Ghanaian brothers. Yeah. And like I told you, the story of the driver that drove me around the city has a close connection. Like they're more like, the bond is more like a family bond. So
that's why we keep saying
we love each other. So stop all of this. Stop all of these things you guys do online.
All right. Thank you very much.